So I want to share some really cool stories with you guys of people that I've had the opportunity to interact with, not just on a business level, but also on a personal level as well. But before I do that, I'd just like to share a little bit about my story, as it seems to have inspired hundreds of entrepreneurs on the internet today. You see, people said to me, Andrew, why do you do what you do? Why does it all matter? And you see, just going back 18 months, I was the kind of consultant that was really good at doing what I was doing, but I just could never seem to attract the ideal dream client that I really wanted to work with. So, things had to change. But what was happening to me is that I always felt as though I was being beaten down on price. I was always chasing, sending emails, leaving messages, never getting the replies that I wanted, and always felt needy and desperate, and that's where I didn't want to be. I was always working with clients that were very demanding on my time, and even though I was generating awesome results, I always felt undervalued. But what really hurt the most is that I was offering a very high value service, but for a very low ticket price point, and that really hurt. And what I wanted to be doing was offering the same very high value service, but also for the high value ticket price point as well. So after experiencing this for several months and feeling the pain and having the realization that this is not what I set out to achieve, and this is what I didn't want to experience, this pain, I took myself out of my day-to-day business and went down to my local Costa Coffee, where I produced 5 questions that I needed to get clarity on before I could move further forward in my business. And these are not groundbreaking questions, but I'd like to share these questions with you today because these allow me to make the right mind shift to move forward to produce what I'm doing today and what I've got today. So question number 1 is, what am I doing currently? Question number 2, where am I heading if I carry on? Question number 3, what do I want to be doing? Number 4, where do I want to be heading? And question number 5, who do I want to be working with? And the interesting thing is that, I wanted to attract people that I wasn't allowing myself to be. And as soon as I realized that, I just opened up, because I was the person that I wanted to attract. But the most important question was question number 6 that just came up, thinking, okay, so how am I going to attract the dream clients that I really want to work with? And within 28 days, I'd increased my fees by 400%. I'd created a system that pre-qualified prospects, that they actually came to me and they actually applied to work with me. So when I opened my email inbox on a morning, I got emails in there that people were applying to speak to me, real high targeted leads. And this just revolutionized my business. Within the system that I'd created, I'd been able to create little touch points which enabled a prospect to get to know me, like me, and trust me very quickly, that enabled them to feel comfortable and compelled to want to work with me. And again, it's just, can you imagine the feeling, the sensation, how that can have a massive shift on somebody's business? But I guess what really matters is that not only did this work for my business, but it also worked for my clients' business as well. Seeing my clients go through the same shift, seeing my clients experiencing what I'd experienced, and something that enabled them to build the business and life that they love, and get away from all the frustration and pain that initially, when they started in business, they didn't sign up for that. That's not what they wanted. And this is what leads me now on to sharing, the stories of some awesome people that I've interacted with, that I've helped, that I've empowered, to be able to implement a system like this into the business that gives them the opportunity to spend more time doing the things that they love, which is serving their clients at a higher level, spend more time with their family, earn more money, have the respect in the marketplace that people understand the value of what they're worth. So listen to some of these powerful stories.
Hi there, this is Adam, and I'm just giving you a little bit of info on an experience I had with Andy Medlam recently. I'd spoken to Andy earlier in the year as I was exploring what I wanted to do. I'd been thinking about starting a new business or expanding on something I already had, and I was consistently worrying about the content and how to do it, and I just had this kind of block. Well, I resonated with Andy and we had a great chat, but I wasn't quite ready at the time. When I've been through the process in my head and worked out that I really did need some help and I couldn't do it on my own, I got back in touch with Andy and we had a chat, and I really decided that I wanted to take some action and start achieving what I really knew I could achieve, but I just had some kind of block. So Andy, being a wise guy, after I asked for an hour or two of his time, he said that won't be enough, we'll need a day. And I don't think he was selling me a day because it was more than a couple of hours. It was because he really believes in what he does, and he knew that I wouldn't get what I needed from simply a couple of hours. So I believed in him and I agreed to invest quite heavily in a VIP day where it was just he and I working on my stuff. Now, we all get wrapped up in the what we do and how we're going to do it, but what he did was very, very quickly he stripped it right back to why we're doing it, and to gain clarity on that kind of level gives you such a feeling of power and of purpose, and that's exactly what he did. So although we spoke about how I was going to take my business forward, the first 2 or 3 hours were just stripping away why I felt I had something valuable to give. And what that did was it gave me a real clear reason on why I wanted to do what I want to do, but also it made me realize the value of what I've got and the value of me, and how huge a difference I can make to a good number of people. They'll need to be the right people, but a good number of people, and I truly believe that. And so suddenly the blocks were gone, and it wasn't focusing on what I thought the blocks were, it was what Andy knew the blocks were, and they were with me and not with the product. So I would thoroughly commend and recommend the process that I went through. I couldn't have done it on my own. As much as I tried to do it on my own, I needed the help. I realised I needed the help. I took action and asked for the help from the right guy. We all think that we're islands. We all think we can do it on our own. We all think there's something wrong with us. It must be us. We must be able to improve it. But you know what? Smart people get coaches. Smart people allow other people to help them become more. And I'm a huge believer in coaches. You just have to be ready for it. You have to be honest with yourself and be ready to strip away some of that stuff you've been hanging on to, some of that stuff that has been, a stick, a crux for you to have excuses. And it's quite scary because then there are no excuses and you truly have to face your own potential, which is huge. If you invest 10 times what you think you can invest, it will be so good value. And I said to him, I think at coffee, we had coffee around 10 o'clock, we started at 9 or something. And I said, if I don't learn another thing today, I've had my value from the money that I paid for the day. It was that profound. And hopefully, if you're right for him and he's right for you, you will have these kind of breakthroughs and value from a relationship with Andy. Just as a footnote to this before I say goodbye, is that I have decided to have Andy on my team full time, and he and I are working together. I've committed to working with him to expand myself and my business for the next full year. Biggest investment I would have ever made. Will it be worth it? I have no doubt it will be worth it 10 times over, and probably in the first year it will be worth that much. So if you're ready to strip away some of that old story and really get to grips with your true potential, go for it.
Hello, my name is Louise Armstrong, and I would just like to spend the next few moments telling you about the week I have had with Andy Medlam. It's been an incredible journey. Already I have made 11 short videos, which is something I could never have contemplated. My confidence levels have just blossomed and grown sort of overnight. I've got so much clarity in where I'm going, and I just feel such confidence and knowing that I'm going to get the results I want. I have a huge business plan, and I know I'm going to get there. I don't know how, but I don't need to know how, because I have invested in myself, I have invested in Andy, and I have the trust that we are going to get there. So it's absolutely mind-blowing that I have got to the level to where I am in this past week, and I really just wanted to share that with you because it is a very exciting part to my journey. Thanks for listening.
Hi guys, my name's David, and this time last week I had just finished Andy Medlam's Ignite to Thrive workshop. Before attending Andy's workshop, for me, I was lost, if I'm being completely honest. I have been a personal trainer and in the fitness industry for 12 years now, and I think in my heart I knew something wasn't right. But I had this determination to be a success, and I had my own premises, and I had my members, and a group training business, and on the surface things could appear to be going reasonably well, but in my heart it just wasn't right. And before Andy's workshop I didn't really pay much attention to what was in my heart. I was so focused on my head and this idea of being a success and working hard, and you got to put the hours in, and eventually one day it might just pay off. But for me, the last 2 years especially just have been a real struggle. Business we opened our own premises about a year and a half ago, and yeah, that's been a challenge in itself, and I guess ultimately that's taken a bit of a toll. It's certainly not been the dream that I kind of thought it was going to be. But even just before that, my passion for the fitness industry was dwindling, but I wanted to keep pushing on, and I had to make it work type thing. But yeah, the last couple of years I've not really listened to my heart, and I was feeling a bit lost, and I was beginning to lose hope a little bit of, Christ, is this what life is? Money, troubles, debt, and this idea of just having to work hard to kind of make it work. And I knew it was time for a change. I had to change how I was thinking. I had to change the way I was doing things, and I think deep down I knew I had to change what I was doing from a kind of fitness business point of view, but really completely lost in that I had no idea where to start. No idea at all. And thankfully, the wonder that is Andy Medlam came into my life. through a couple of kind of conversations over Skype, you know, we dug deep into kind of some of my struggles and some of the things that were really holding me back, and I'll be eternally grateful for that invitation that he extended to me to come down and be part of his workshop, because really it has changed my life. It's changed my outlook on life, and yeah, I'm ready to take on the world, whereas for the last 2 years I've just been hiding. Today marks a really special day for me because I have sold my fitness business. Yesterday I signed the papers, and it is now officially handed over to a new company, and I have not only a blank canvas but a new lease of life to go out into the world and do something. Something I knew that was kind of coming for a while and what I wanted, but just never took any action. But I was scared as well, because as much as I knew kind of where I wanted to go, I definitely knew where I didn't want to be. And by having that, I had enough idea of where I wanted to go, but I had no real direction, I had no clarity, I had basically no idea how I was going to get there. And for me, as much as getting out of the fitness business was the right thing, into the unknown was very scary. And again, like I said, Andy came in, and his system, his way of doing things, his questions just really uncovered so much crap that was kind of holding me back, some limiting beliefs and some, you know, blockages, if you like, that I've kind of held with me for my adult life and probably kind of stem from my childhood, but I've been holding these with me, and these kind of thought processes of, do you know what, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, who am I to do this thing, you know, what makes me special or different to anybody else, I can't charge that, I'm not worth that, and the list goes on. You know, I had so much holding me back, and I didn't even realise it at the time until I was immersed in the 2 days. And you know, being in that workshop, being in that room with the other powerful people that Andy invited onto the workshop, was just, that in itself was a life-changing experience. To be surrounded by like-minded people who were similar in that they had limiting beliefs, they had fears holding them back, but they had dreams and passions and big ideas to really leave an impact on the world. And Andy's system and Andy's kind of workshop really just facilitated the opportunity for us to go within ourselves and figure out the stuff that's holding us back, and start working on that, and start to realise some of those dreams and ideas and ambitions of what we actually want to achieve in the world, and help us find a way to start putting that together. And for me, by the end of the 2 days, I was buzzing, because it was like all my fears of wanting to change but not knowing what to do, and how I was going to get there, and how I was going to earn the money that I wanted to earn. And all of a sudden I had this path, kind of, it's almost like someone had opened the door and showed me the path, and then yeah, I'm the one that's going to take the steps, and I'm the one that's going to put the work in. But all of a sudden I had, you know, it was dark before the workshop, and coming out of those 2 days, it was just full of light and full of hope. For the first time in at least a couple of years, I've felt hope. I felt belief in that my dreams are possible, and I now have a clearer idea on what those dreams are. And like I said, I have this path to follow, in which, you know, one step at a time, I just got to put the work in, and I'll get there. And yeah, so to come away from a 2-day workshop, having met these wonderful, powerful, kind of inspirational people in the room, but to have this belief and this hope in myself, even in my voice I can hear it. It was incredible. That spark that I had in me from a young age, of this belief that I can achieve greatness, and I can do wonderful things, and I can have the life that I truly desire. That hope was dwindling. That for the last couple of years, that I was losing it. That hope. But Andy has literally ignited that spark in me again. He's shown me the path. He's cleared away all the bullshit that's been holding me back, and he's shown me how powerful I can be, how I am good enough. In fact, I am more than good enough right now to go out there and step into my greatness and achieve the dreams and the desires that I once longed for. And that the only thing that was holding me back was me. But now, those limiting beliefs, those barriers, those fears, you know, it was almost like I was wearing a rucksack full of bricks and it was holding me back, but now I've taken them off and I feel lighter. Not only I feel lighter, I feel more passionate and more purpose than ever before, and I just can't wait to go out into the world and start, like I said, stepping into my greatness and achieving those things that I truly desire. So, and now that I'm free of the fitness business that had served me really well to this point but was no longer for me, I have a blank canvas. I have a fresh start but with a fresh outlook on life and none of the baggage holding me back, and I am super excited, but more importantly I am eternally grateful for Andy Medlam. Andy, you are a special guy, and I can't thank you enough for just what you've given me over those last 2 days, over those kind of 2 days. And yeah, without you, my life would be continuing down a path that was just making me unhappy and was not allowing me to step into my greatness and was ultimately keeping me in the dark. But things are different now, and for that I thank you. So yeah, guys, if this is something that you're thinking of trying out or you're unsure, then I'm hoping that you're picking up something from what I'm saying here, because it was the most incredible workshop, and I'm so excited about life. I'm so excited about everything that the world has to offer, and it was only just over a week ago that just wasn't the case for me. So get in touch, give him a call, and I mean, it will be the best investment in you and in those around you that you could ever possibly make. So again, Andy, thank you once again for inviting me down, and yeah, I'll catch up with you soon, buddy. Take care, bye.
Hi, it's Abby Fox here, and I'm just recording this video following on from my awesome accountability call with Andy this morning. And we got through a lot of stuff, and I'm at the point where I'm really ready to start really going full pelt with the marketing and analysing and looking at what's going to work for me so that I can really start to get the clients that I want. So my sales funnel is now ready, and we spent a lot of time analysing and editing, and who knew that editing words could make Andy so excited, but it did. And I've got a totally awesome landing page that really, really resonates with my target customer, and they're then going to click through, and we wanted to make sure that they go on a journey so that they're going through the emotions as they're going through my sales funnel, because obviously we know that people buy with how they feel rather than how they think. So we've got a really great sales funnel. We spent a bit of time comparing my application questions to Andy so that we make sure that we're really understanding our customer, getting them to share their pains, their frustrations, making sure that they fit the income bracket that I want. Really, really specific questions to obviously think about when creating my application page. And then of course I've got my lead magnet and homework videos as well. So I feel really confident now, having gone through that with Andy and got my sales funnel ready, so that now I can really start to focus on my Facebook ads. That's something that we're going to look at over the next few days. And we also talked about online payment, and we talked about creating the right images to capture the audience when I do my advertising. And then we also talked about my final coaching package and what they're going to get for the money. So we covered a huge amount in quite a short space of time, considering the stuff that we got through. And I really feel a lot more confident knowing that I've got somebody that's successful in his own business, that is happy with my sales funnel, and we're ready to go to market. So it's a really exciting state to get to. Really made a lot of progress in sort of first 6 weeks, 7 weeks of the program. So I'm really excited to what's going to happen next. So I just wanted to share with you that call, because we both got a little bit excited, maybe a bit too excited about changing words on a screen, but the end result we know is going to pay off. So hope that's helped.